Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another edition of Human by AI podcast. I have a special guest today, and I just found out this gentleman grew up in Bulgaria. That's right. His name is Krassi Kassabov. I hope I got that right, sir.
You got it perfect.
Okay, so Krassi, can you tell our audience a little bit about, number one, what is it that you do today, where do you work, et cetera, where do you live? Yeah. And then I'm especially curious about your story growing up in Bulgaria and coming to America.
Yeah,
Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So great to be here. Super excited. My name again, it's Krassi Kassabov, and the Chief Strategy Officer at Lake Trust Credit Union. I've been at my role almost 2 years next week, actually. I'm responsible for the organization, ensuring we're growing. But as you all know, in credit unions, we wear multiple hats.
Yes.
So in addition to strategy, they also oversee marketing, EPM, business development. M&A is a big part of my role as well. And a few other areas like innovation, etc. So again, but my main role is ensuring India is a credit during our position for success, so we can help more members in the Michigan market thrive. We are focused on low-income communities, and so it is incredibly important that we find ways to help support those communities that, frankly, are not being helped by banks, so anybody else. And that kind of relates to my story, to be honest with you. So those questions go quite hand in hand. I grew up in Bulgaria, came up from a very humble beginning, some background. My parents didn't have much growing up, which is actually great. No, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So it was really exciting. And I got the opportunity to go to school, to college in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I see. So you came to America for your undergrad?
For my undergrad, that's correct.
I see.
And at the time, my family couldn't afford sending me to the U.S.
Yeah.
And so it was actually organizations like Trust were able to step in, help sponsor me by giving me money to buy a plane ticket and be able to come to the U.S.
So even for the plane ticket?
Even for the plane ticket, like, so that I can come to the U.S. and go to school.
Very awesome.
Thank you so much.
So let's switch to the topic today, Human by AI.
Yes.
And what I'm really exploring is, of course, there's a lot of talk about AI, how it can add tremendous efficiency gain across every industry, especially credit unions. So can you tell me a little bit about your current credit union? Are you leveraging AI in any shape or form? Do you have a roadmap? Of course, you're the chief strategy officer. I'm sure you're thinking where this is heading.
We are. Look, I'd be lying if I said we're not using AI. Like, we are 100%. And I believe everybody is in one form, shape, or form, right? At Lake Trust, we put our 5-year strategic plan last year. So this is year one of our 5-year strategic plan. It is one of our pillars, right? Thinking about digital superiority and AI. How can we continue to bring that digital superiority to our members and incorporate AI when it makes sense to do so, right? But not only just our members, it's our team members as well, right? How can we make the life of our team members better so that way they can serve our members better? And so currently we use AI in our contact center, for example. Posh is over at the organization that's actually here.
Yes. By the way, I know Karen very, very well.
Good. Yes. So Posh is here, and we use them for conversational, their conversational AI tool in the contact center. Yeah. And so when members go in, when there's basic questions or inquiries to answer, they use the Posh software, obviously, in the background, right? We can answer those basic questions, so that our team members can focus on those more complex conversations and, frankly, really build that emotional connection with our members and support them with those complex transactions. So we're using that. We're now testing AI, and we're about to start testing AI within our marketing area, right? And internally to see, is there an opportunity for us to become more efficient by having AI help us draft some of the messaging, right? Yes. What the AI can't do is put our branding in, the emotion in, all of that sentiment that we want to resonate with our members. AI can't do that. However, if you help my copywriters that we have on staff be more efficient, so rather than writing one campaign and takes them a few hours, take a minute, right? Have AI produce the message, and then they massage it and ensure everything is in there, that's our tone of voice, and then off we go. Other than we look at the roadmap, we have definitely things in the roadmap for us to introduce over the next year or so. Again, Copilot is something we hear a lot about. We introduced a new internal knowledge system for team members, where, again, AI plays a role in ensuring we have the right content to our team members at the right time to be able to So the answer is we are using it, and we definitely have a roadmap to continue to use that in the future.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. And I think the way to parse this perhaps is really from an efficiency gain perspective. How can the same colleagues do more with AI? So let's switch and talk about the human connection for a moment, because everybody's talking about AI efficiency, et cetera, so I think is absolutely wonderful. But to me, if AI really has to deliver on the promise, we need to get the humans to buy in.
Great.
And there's a lot of fear out there about AI taking over jobs, et cetera, et cetera. Are you seeing some of these fears in your credit union or in the industry? Are people scared?
People are scared for sure. It's interesting you ask that question. 2 weeks ago, I brought my whole organization, and I do this quarterly. We talk about the prior quarter, the successes we accomplished, what are some of the gaps we have, what are we going to do this quarter? It's just normal discussion. And I dedicated an hour for us to do a workshop just on this topic, AI, right? And I posed several questions asked. The one is, what excites us about AI?
Yeah.
What scares us about it?
Yes.
Right? And what are some of the things we can collectively do as a team to help us get over that hurdle? And I'd be honest, a couple of folks were very vocal about the fear they have, right? It's going to take my job.
Yeah.
It's going to do all those things. And so that is honestly up to me to ensure that I help them get over that. And what I encourage my team to do, and frankly, I would encourage anybody, is try it out. Give it a try. The best way to learn something is to test it, right? Because it's that also fear of the unknown. I mean, I'm going to relate to my journey. Honestly, when I moved here, I was scared out of my mind, right? Moving 5,000 miles away, not knowing anybody, going to school.
And not knowing the language.
That's right. I was terrified, but I knew I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Well, how did I overcome this? I came here and I'm like, okay, everything is different, but it's not bad, right? It's just different. And what I teach my kids, unrelated with this, I'm like, I want you to be different, right? I don't want you to conform to anything. Be you and different. And so my whole point is experimenting, try it, test it, feel it, touch it. And then together we can think about how we make it help you be successful so that it doesn't take away your job. The example I often go, and there's the reason why we're trying to get over the marketing area, because this is one of my largest area. And I have copywriters who are afraid. They're like, okay, now this thing is going to create the message, right? You need...
Exactly.
I'm like, but I need you even more now, right? Yeah. Because I need to make sure you're noticing everything. And the way I relate it is, think about the human computer back in the day, right? These guys with the data card charts, right? The numbers. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, I forget the name of the movie with Raja B. Hansen, where she is, tried to land on Mars, was it, or wherever, and she's doing all these calculations. But what happened? The computer came in, and human computers no longer exist. And guess what we have today? There's analysts, right? Data analysts. We have all the BI people who are actually responsible for interpreting the data.
Yeah.
They may not do the calculation, but they're going to tell us, what does the data say to me, right? Yeah. And so I'm a firm believer that there's a lot of power in AI, and yes, it is frightening, but I believe it's going to create so many opportunities for us.
Yeah.
And the way we can get there is by testing it and learning it and trying it, and then be open to expand their horizons.
Yeah.
Because I do believe it's going to provide more opportunities for us. And while it might take, our job today might augment the job of the future, becoming more exciting for us. So rather than spending 3 hours writing, I can actually spend my time on making sure this really resonates with my members. Yeah. Right? It's like the best message I can deliver.
So let me push on that data analyst. I love that analogy, data analyst. But isn't some of the talk coming from Silicon Valley, that's where I live, by the way, that, hey, AI can do the data analysis for you. You don't really need data analysis. Why do you need data analysts, like humans, to do data analysis if AI can do all of that for you?
With the data, yes, it can, but it's not going to be able to put in that connection that you need to everything, right? It's not just the data itself. You also need the qualitative aspect of it. Who's going to do that, right? AI may give you things, but let's be honest, that they will still have some hallucination going on, right? It's not all there. In the future, it might be, right? So I believe you need those other jobs to be able to make that connection, ensure it's the right data, ensure it's the right messaging. And then it's even the bigger thing in a credit union, but that connection to the member, right? Who's going to provide that? AI can't provide that, right? So I am there to connect with my member, to hear what's happening. AI will tell me, hey, these people are struggling. Here's the data. Then I'll go and see, okay, let's hit you all the best solution for you to make it happen and go to it.
So you need those humans to be able to interpret the data. And I love what you said, the qualitative aspect. And I think one of the qualitative aspects you're talking about is the human connection with data. Why can you not have an AI bot build that connection with the member? Why do you need a human there?
I just don't believe the AI bot can do that. I don't know. I mean, maybe one day it can. I'm just not sold that it can. And frankly, there's a lot of trust today, and maybe in the future it would improve, but the trust is what we bring, the humans, that AI can't. So I think that's, and again, there's so many pieces, Ashish, I want to see, but I think that's one of the pieces that trust is everything. If we are to poll many individuals today, and not many trust AI. They like using it, right? But they don't trust it fully. I'm a big fan of trust but verify, right? And so that's where the verification is that we as humans do it. So.
On the topic of trust, let me tell you a funny story. So I love writing in English. I learned a lot when I was in India, right? And every time I write something, I love cross-checking that whether I'm writing correctly or not. That's my thing. So one day I was about to send an email to my staff. I was hosting a dinner. And what I wanted to say was, let's meet for dinner tonight. That was option one. Or let's meet for dinner this evening. So this evening versus tonight. And I was a little bit torn. Is tonight better or this evening better? And I asked ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Both of them very confidently gave me the exact opposite answer. One of them said using tonight is appropriate, right? The other one said, no, this evening is appropriate, right? And both of them gave me logical explanation, lots of links, etc., etc. Exact opposite answers.
See, and that's where you as a human need to step in and say, you know what? I think what's going to best resonate with my team because I know them best is this.
Very well.
Human really matter.
Yes, human being. Wonderful. And Krassi, I love you sort of, this is a typical American dream story, like growing up in Bulgaria, coming to America as a student, exactly like me, grew up in India, came to America as a student. Now let's talk about students in the era of AI, right? Let's say for a moment, AI can solve a lot of mathematical problems for you, right? AI can do a bunch of science problems like homework it can solve for you. Do you have any advice for the current students, people who are still in school, still in college, in the era of AI, that what are the skills they truly need to master that'll never go away, or you'll need even more in the era of AI? What are those skills?
So, I mean, the technical skills I think are always going to be important, right? Because AI is technology. When I say technical, it's not coding, right? Because we see that kind of going away a little bit with AI, et cetera. But your technical ability to interact with any type of technology, whatever that might be, will be always very critical. But to me, it comes down to communication and connecting with people. And the thing I would urge, and this is what I tell, I have a college-age daughter at the moment, right? So I tell, you can never replace that aspect of it. She wants to be a doctor, right? I'm like, AI may give you all the answer. You are what the patient is looking for, right? Just like a member looks to us to say, in a very succinct way that I can understand, explain this to me and synaptically. That's a skill never going to go away. So the communication, the connection aspect of it, those are things we should always be focused on learning. But I'll go even further, honestly. I mean, you and I come from very different worlds, right? Which is very exciting because we've learned so much, like so many different things. What I would also urge college students is learn about the world. There's so much to be learned about the world, whether it's history, whether it's geography, whether it's anything. Yes, ChatGPT could tell you anytime anything about a country you want to know. So what? You should know things about it. You know, my kids and I often play a game and we look at a map and we're flags of countries and we're just like, hey, what country is this and what country is that? Just so that they know, right? Because I want them to be those well-rounded human beings to know everything, not just rely on data or what ChatGPT has for you. So learn those other things about the world, about cultures, about things that really matter to people.
You said it so beautifully. I'll just tell you that growing up in India, I knew a lot about America. And when I came to America, I had a lot of classmates who were from America, grew up in America. They knew very little about India. Again, I'm talking 25 years ago. I think somehow the American psyche, maybe even the education system, is treating America like the center of the world and knowing a lot about America perhaps, but not enough about the other parts of the world. And I think as the world gets even more connected, right, thanks to technology, easier to fly across the world, and globalization, of course, I think being able to understand other cultures, what he said, right? Psyche, right? Why people behave in the way they behave, right? It's very deeply cultural.
That's very deeply human.
Yeah.
Right? Which is so important.
Very deeply cultural and very deeply human. What a way to conclude the podcast for us, sir. Human by AI, Krassi. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure. Yeah, and sir, I'd love for you to come back.
Of course.
This is a very, very evolving field, AI and human connection. Please keep coming back.
I would love coming back. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.